Good night, YouTube family. How is everybody doing? I hope you all had a great day today. I'm going to be making a very unique recipe, and this was shared with me from someone in Leguan, Guyana. And I want to say big shout out to Auntie Fazzy. Thank you so much for sharing this recipe with me. And because this recipe is so unique, I would like to share it back with you all. And this is no other but Dhal Halwa. So if you want to see how I'm making Dhal Halwa, not the 9-day Halwa, but Halwa as in Parsad or Sirni. So come on down and let's make this together. It is simple and you will be surprised to see that we can make Halwa from Dhal. For all my gluten-free friends, this is perfect for you, and you can still enjoy a tasty and delicious halwa as well. You can substitute some of the ingredients for ingredients that will work for you, and you can also indulge in this sweet treat. So come on down guys, let's go. I washed the split peas and I'm soaking it for a little bit. When the water comes to a roaring boil, rinse the split peas and add to the water. Remember not to add any salt and cook until tender. Give it a stir and remember to check the texture while cooking. You don't want it to be too soft. To know if the split peas is ready, try crushing a grain with your 2 fingers, and if you can mash it, then it's all done. If the split peas is too hot, this is an easier way to mash it on the spoon. Drain the split peas, leave it to air out a bit, and then start the grinding process. Just like when you're grinding dal for dal puri, use your favorite gadget or machine that you use to grind your split peas, and that will work. I usually grind mine in my Omega juicer, and it takes no time at all. You get the perfect texture that you want and the best result for the halwa. And just like that, we finish grinding the split peas. Remember, you have to boil it first to the texture like when you're making dal puri. And since I'm grinding dal, I'm going to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. I grind a little bit extra and I'm going to freeze it, and it will come in handy on a day when I want to make a quick dal puri. This machine do such wonders for me with dal, coconut, cassava, and so much more. We didn't regret buying it at all. So I have all my ingredients here to make our dal halwa, and it is very similar to the flour parsad, but for all my gluten-free friends, this is what's gonna happen. If you want to make it without milk and butter, you can use ghee instead, and you can, instead of milk, you can use the orange crush as your liquid to put everything together. In this case, I'm going to use a little bit of the orange crush. It gives a beautiful color and a nice flavor. So here I have all my ingredients. I have some brown sugar. You can sweeten with any sweetener of your choice, condensed milk or anything. I have some custard powder, cinnamon stick. Cinnamon powder can work for this recipe. I have some cardamom powder. You can use whole cardamom pod and fish them out after. And I have some chopped almonds that I'm going to use in here as well. I have my milk, and you can use any milk of your choice. I'm using, this is the brand custard powder. I'm using the Bird's custard powder. I have my butter and some raisins, and I'm gonna add some mixed essence, and this is my grind dal. I'm just using a little bit of the orange crush. I will leave all the measurements in the description box below, and you can change it up or mix it up as much as you like. I'm so excited for this recipe. This is one I have never tried before. It's the first time, and every recipe comes with a story, because when my aunt, I call her aunt, shared this recipe with me, it had a beautiful story behind it. So first of all, we're gonna start warming up our milk. So milk is going in the pot, and you don't want the milk to be boiling hot. You just want it to be nice and warm. And this is where I'm gonna go in with my cinnamon sticks. If I were to use cinnamon powder, I would add it in my flour mixture and then work it into the ingredient. So we're gonna leave our milk to warm up. So we're gonna add our sugar in here and let the sugar melt. I'm just gonna add half of that, mix it in and taste it to see if it's sweet enough. And then I can add more, because once you add too much, you won't be able to take it out. I'm gonna add a little drop of mixed essence in there, and then we're gonna mix it. This is already warm. I'm gonna remove this from the stove, and then we will start with our butter and dal mixture. Our butter is melting up. You can also use margarine for this. And like I mentioned earlier, ghee is perfect for this recipe as well. So into the butter, we're gonna add our almond and toast it up. Because the almond is raw, I wanna cook it in the butter to add some flavor before I add my dal in here. So now that the nut starts to fry up, you can hear that sizzle. We're gonna go in with our dal in here now and toast this up into the butter, just like when we're making parsad, before we go in with the rest of the ingredients. So I'm gonna add my custard powder into the flour. We're gonna add our cardamom powder. And this is very fragrant and very, very delicious. I'm gonna go in and add my raisins and let it just fry up a little into the butter. It's gonna plump up nicely that way. And if you don't like raisins, you can totally skip this part out. You can also add some cherries if you like. I'm gonna skip the cherries today. So I'm gonna go in and add my milk and just stir it in slowly. Remember, when the milk is just warm, it won't have a big steam going up. Nice and warm, and then you have to keep stirring until it thickens up. I would like to take this opportunity to say a big shout out to Sister Shenna. Congratulations of being a grandma again. We wish you and your family many happy, joyful moments with the new one. So our dal halwa is coming together nicely now. So it is looking beautiful. The color is amazing. You can never tell that this is a dal halwa. It's almost done. When you see it loosening off the bottom like that, you know that it's done. I'm gonna switch it off from the heat now, and I will let you guys know how this tastes. And to my YouTube family, check out our beautiful dal halwa. Did you imagine that dal can make such a beautiful halwa? I can't wait to dig in for you guys. I always taste a little bit of my recipe before I do the original taste test. If it's not good, I would not come on and post the video, because I don't want people to get bad results if they try the recipe. But I'm gonna tell you, this came out very nice. And the one thing that you have to remember, it's not the same as flour, so the texture is a little bit different. And when you add your liquid, you're gonna have to store a little bit longer. So that's my tip for when you're making this dal halwa. But it is very, very healthy. For all my gluten friends, you can enjoy a beautiful halwa without flour, and you can substitute the butter for ghee. And you can also substitute the milk and use water and sugar instead, or any sweetener of your choice, or you can use the orange crush. And I forgot to add my orange crush, but that's okay. I'm gonna leave it out, but you can add when you're making yours. So let's dig in. Ta-da! Here it is, guys. And let me know in the comment if any of you ever tried this recipe before. It's an old recipe all the way from Leguan, Guyana, and I'm so happy that it was shared with me because I love those old back home recipe. And look how beautiful, nice and moist, and the smell of cardamom is so rich in here. So Auntie Fazzy, this mouthful is for you, and thanks again for sharing this with me. I love raisins, and the raisin gives it a very nice flavor. Wow, the texture is amazing. I didn't expect the texture to be like this, but it's so amazing. Oh my God. And the flavor, I didn't end up adding all that sugar, and I'm glad I didn't. Wow. I bite into an almond. You can add any nuts of your choice. It is so rich, so flavorful, and so delicious. And remember, instead of flour, we have a lot of protein in here. So I hope you will give this a try. For all those out there who are curious like me, who like to try new recipes, please give this a try. It is so delicious and so flavorful. Remember to add your cardamom. It take it up to a different level. Take care. God bless. I love you all. Look how nice and moist it is. So beautiful. Bye for now.